Hey Milliger fans, it is that time of year and we're so excited to invite you to our winter workshops. So this is, of course, every year much anticipated. People look forward to this event because you get to create your own masterpiece, and it's such a great social event, don't you think?
This is a great night out. It is just the most fun. Everybody has a wonderful time. Of course, the wine helps.
Well, yes, that's true. So a couple, I don't know, housekeeping rules here on what to expect when you first come, because we always have brand new people coming. That's exciting. But we're doing this video so that you can do your homework ahead of time, watch the education, and then you can come to the class. We're offering this 7 times because it is so popular, and we've also added 2 options to be able to do it at our Sturdivant store also. So pay attention to which one you're signing up for. But when you come, we won't be doing really any of the education because you're watching this video, you're doing your homework, and so we want to make sure that you bring your own nippers because we'll have a couple here, wire cutters, nippers, anything like that to be able to do the correct trimming that you need to do. A scissors is always helpful. A jacket. We do have the heaters running in this greenhouse, but we do keep it a little bit cooler because we don't want the greens to get too warm either, all right? So just anticipate bringing an extra layer and then come thirsty because you will get some wine to help get those creative juices flowing. But we'll check you in and then you'll get your soul ticket and you will just pick the container. This year we're offering 3 different container options. So we have 2 of the traditional ones that we've always done. I have the urn right here, and then we have the traditional porch pot in this hexagon that could be just dropped into another container. And then we just added a smaller option. So just because sometimes people are like, well, I don't really have room for that, or I want to do an additional one, this is another option here. It's a little bit smaller. So that's our first time. So we'll see how that goes, but we think it's a great opportunity for you to be able to maybe even do it as a great Christmas gift, okay? So those are the different sizes. All the details are on our website, but we're going to give you kind of the guidelines on how to make sure that your container looks outstanding, okay? And I'm doing the videoing and some decorating, so I might have to bebop back and forth here. We're a little short-handed, but we'll make it happen, okay? So I'm going to go into here. Now, I'm going to do the urn first.
Sure.
Okay, all right. And Mom's going to do a little commentary.
Well, the first thing to keep in mind, I think, is that your porch is most likely about 40 feet from the road or more. And the idea of lighting is critical to how others see what you've done. So even though you might be attending a daytime workshop, I can't stress enough how important it is to light your project. And we have all sorts of options that are indoor-outdoor.
So these are the branched ones, and we do have battery operated ones this year also. We did have a lot of requests for that, but I do stress if you do have a place where you can plug these in. I knew that was going to drive you crazy.
Oh yeah, got to be shaping, shape. Yeah.
I do recommend trying to, plug it in. Find an outlet outside because they're going to be much brighter, and then you don't ever have to worry about like batteries dying, that kind of thing. You can set it on a timer if you need to, but as Mom is doing here, you didn't like it there?
Well, I do recommend that when you have a set of 3, you put 2 to the front and 1 to the back, okay? Make an equilateral triangle so that you get the full pop of the lights. So we have warm white, we have pure white, we have red, green, purple, red and green, red and white.
Blue and white. We've got lots of options. So we'll have them all out here on display. And as you are decorating, we have these little tally sheets for you because what you're paying for is the pot, the education, our support, your wine, and then you'll have a little tally sheet like this where you're going to be adding up all of everything that's going into your pot. I do recommend maybe coming and scoping out early the combination or the look that you want to do in your container because we have so many fabulous brand new
we have more
styles
than we've
and
ever
colors,
had.
all sorts of stuff, okay? So this will be your tally sheet to tally everything up as we go along. But I got lights in there. I think that's important because, you know, we're heading into the dark ages of winter. And this one is one of my favorites to be able to do. I always do this. You probably see me do this if you've done this before, but I love the all naturals. Incorporating these elements. The birch logs are great. And we do have people here that can help you to put these in. You also want to think about
a lot going on here.
Think about what vehicle you're going to be bringing. So we have people that, you know, that 4 women will come and then their husband in the pickup truck will come and pick these up because this may not fit in your car. Or sometimes we recommend setting it up, putting these in and make sure that you like your placements, and then you can pop these out and put them back in when you get home. Does that make sense?
It does.
Thanks, Mom. How am I doing?
Well
said. You like my placement?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm kind of just going in between the lights here, and you could even offer some additional lights if you wanted to be wrapping up and down these birch poles. Got it. Okay. So we got some height in there. That's important. And then this is going to be one a little bit more, like I said, traditional with the berries. We have a very large selection of berries. Do you want to talk about our berries, Mom?
Well, in general, all of the berries that we carry are considered weather resistant, but that doesn't mean that they will never crack or they will never fade over the years. But they are the best that's out there, and there is really no right or wrong, but I do think that 2 kinds of berries is probably the maximum that you want. We don't want 5 different kinds of berries in one container because that starts to dilute the look. So whatever you, and you know, a lot of the berries are less money than they were last year just because the freight costs have come down, so that's encouraging. And
I lost my sticks.
What?
Oh, here. Okay.
So in any case, you will be amazed how many options you have for the red berries.
Right, so this one is going to have the combination. I'm going to pop up here just so it's a little bit easier that I can show you the product. Here we've added the red berries, and we're also going to be doing some pine cones and then playing back to that birch combination. You can either do it like this, where it's a horizontal, or we have a vertical option. Okay, so you can kind of play around with these. We have them sold in sets of 3 or individual. But I love the birch because it's nice and has a nice wintry look to it.
And some of them are glittered and some are just plain, so you have an option there as well.
And then we have some of these discs like this, and you can add your letter. This is a K for Chris or Kara or Katie, but you can put your letter on there if you want to.
Well, you could write
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
you could write
welcome.
whatever you want to on there. And we have the best selection of pine cones, okay? So in this combination, I tend to gravitate to the ones that have the white tipping on it. And this little duo is nice. You get 2 of them on here for $2.99. I think that's crazy. So super easy to be able to place these. But when you're putting them in, like I wouldn't want this pine cone sticking up here. That wouldn't make any sense, right? So we're gonna, because everything is posable, then we can just bend this wire down. And I only have 1 pick, but I can place this in 2 different locations really on the urn itself.
So the general rule for design is that the items that have more visual weight, like a pine cone, should be deeper set. They should not be out with all of this green showing. And then the berries, which have less visual weight, which are lighter and airier, and the twigs can come kind of filtering up into the arrangement, so they stand out. But the pine cone should be deep set into the arrangement.
Right, we don't want to see those posts, okay? So I've kind of put those into place. And this could be as much or as little as you want it to be, okay? So I've got the pine cones, the berries, the birch, some lights. but you could add a little bit of extra flair. These are some fun things. You could either, I don't know if you can see, but this one has a little bit of the sparkle going on. So this would be a great way to incorporate some mixed greens into your container. This one's a little bit smaller and it has a little bell on it. That is another option.
Well, the other thing you can do is to add some real greens. So this is Port Orford cedar from the West Coast, and you can just add, there's a whole package that you get like this for $7.99, and you could share that with a friend, or you could just load it up in here, but it is, the additional texture is really pretty.
The bells are always popular, so in our combinations here we'll show you there's lots of different bells depending on your theme, but these little rustic ones fit perfectly with the look that I got going on here.
Oh, and it smells so great too.
Oh, I'm sure. So because of that, you know, you could go into this one here and place that down here. Again, you're getting that mixture of texture. Or if I decided to go more into the sparkle look, then I could even add just a little bit of flair, a little bit of embellishment of putting this fun snowflake in here. But you do have to play Mother Nature with these, so you know, the more you open them up, the more coverage you're going to get in your container, for one. But that could be something that could work, that would tie in with the white tipping of your pine cone. Hey, great. The other option that you could do would be this eucalyptus. The eucalyptus, this is artificial, so you can just, what I do is I'll pull it out and save it for the next year because nothing happens to it. But don't bring your old stuff here.
Yeah. Because we don't want to charge you twice.
But don't bring your old stuff back here, because it gets confusing for us then of what is new, what's your old stuff, that kind of thing. So keep that at, not I'm going to say it's old, but the stuff that you want to reuse in your container, leave that at home, and then you can add that when you get home. There's some really pretty things like these beautiful shelf mushrooms I think are really neat. Do you like those in there?
Sure, I think that anything natural is great. And if you want some supplemental lighting, this is our brand new exclusive light set. Only Milligers has this. This is our new Galaxy light. It's a 15-foot stretch or garland of lights that have what is called Twilight Twinkle. That's our own name for it, and nobody else has this, which is a kind of like a random twinkle, but it's very soft. And that is something we're going to just run through the set. It's indoor, outdoor, and you can run this on a tree. You can run this on a mantle.
Brand new for us. You can do up to 3 sets connected together. This, you know, you would only need 1 in here, but everybody's loving this set. It is LED. But it looks just like a regular light. You know, sometimes the old LEDs were real harsh, you know, that cold blue color. This is not that way at all. But when you do add this in, make sure that you have a nice light hand to it. We don't want to have this be forced or tight. Nice and gentle in here, and each one of these is on a wire, so you can manipulate them as you'd like, as much or as little a detail as you want. But that also is a great way to kind of
you can work it up the poles as well.
Keep it secure also. Yes, so.
But this set is designed to last 20 years if you run it 365 days a year. 5 hours a day. So this is a light that you probably will want to keep out and use even in your summer baskets or on your patio in the summer. But I can't say enough about that. We've been working on this set for over a year, and we finally have it. I guess I'm going to have to just stop. But this is, you get the idea of what this can look like. Ah.
I love it. So that's exciting. I'm loving this set. It's really amazing. But that is something that could be incorporated. And lighting is so important because, gosh, it gets dark, right? So this is something that you're going to enjoy all winter long. Think about that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, Mom, I think I'm going to swap this, over. I'm going to carry that over, and now we'll do another decoration for you with the hexagon shape. Is that easier? Well, okay, how do we do?
Well,
I'm going to come over here.
I'm going to unput, okay.
How about that? All right,
Why don't
next.
I circle this to the front, and then you can work in the
good
front.
idea. All right, let's talk about this fun new color combination, Mom.
Well, everything is merry and bright in the store this year, and we import our own shatterproof balls, and this year we have a new source, and we are using all of the secondary colors, whereas in the beginning it was always red, yellow, and blue, or red, gold, and green, and now this year we have this wonderful shades of turquoise and aqua. We have purple. We have all sorts of things to make it your own. So the first thing we're going to do is put in the lights, who of course is going to be critical to our showiness of our display. And these happen to have white branching, which is new for us.
It has a beautiful, nice, wintry look to it. So when you are doing your container, you know, as you can see, we like to start in the middle with the height with some of your larger pieces that are a little bit more substantial. And so the lights are always fun to put in first, because then you can kind of see where you're headed. Oh no, I forgot to mention that cone. I forgot him. Here, let me show him. Okay. This is the California cone. So this, you could, in the one that I just did, we could place that in there. So when you come to the workshop, you'll see this all decorated in effect. But wow, right? What an impact. I love those. And those are always really popular. But we are going to do this brand new fun combination. We picked, if you don't know this, aqua is our favorite color. So all these aquas and blues are really, really pretty together. And we'll get them into place here, but we have even these brand new glittered pine cones that are in this gorgeous aqua color. So this one might need to be clipped.
Okay. Where is our clipper?
Oh, here it is. Oh, sorry, that's me. But this is a beautiful berry. Again, think about playing Mother Nature and moving these around. Now, Mom, one question that a lot of people ask is like watering this container.
Well, that's a good idea, especially in the beginning. And once the ground has frozen, then I don't think you need to do that anymore. But in the beginning, that helps set all the evergreens, and then when it gets cold, everything will freeze together and nothing will blow out of your container. So it's kind of a good idea to cluster these. We don't want them to be polka dotted all over the container. So we're talking about a contrast in size, color, texture, and shape. So we can put some of these things that have a lot more texture, like the pine cones, together with the shiny balls. So and in addition to the fact that we have several different shades of teal and turquoise here.
Oh, let me grab you some more of these different orbs and all these different colors. But when you are picking these out, we do want to focus on the different sizes. Like she said, size, color, texture, shape. That is really the key components and elements in design, no matter if we're talking about your winter container, your spring container, your hanging basket, all of those things. But this is a really pretty eucalyptus, but I'm bringing in some silver in here just to make sure that it really pops. And we will be walking around. We can help guide you as far as like placement. Sometimes people get excited, but they don't know where to put the actual and place these actual items. Here's another fun sparkly one. Okay, that's always good to put in there. And valves. So these are in the beautiful silver color. I love these in here. And we have this brand new piece. This would be a great way to get a lot of silver impacts. So, you know, by itself it isn't much, but when you're working it into the arrangement, this is a great way to get like some good coverage, right? And I'm excited about this one because if you don't know this, my mom is the bow queen. And so a lot of people at this workshop will ask her, like, can you make me a bow? So we do have a lot of bows made up already, ready for you, but she can also do a custom thing because like this, we wouldn't have a lot of this combination on hand, but we can custom make it for your container.
Yeah, so there'd be no charge for the labor to do that. Be happy to do that for you, but you are going to have to make your selection. And again, in a situation like this, you want the dark color to be in the front, and because the dark colors are receding, and so they will not show up as well unless you back it up with a light color.
I am just so excited for this color combination. I just think it's so fun.
So make sure that you consider where your container is going to be displayed, because if it is out on the porch, when you leave your house and you head off of your front porch, you want to be sure that you didn't forget to do something in the back. Doesn't have to be as much, but you do not want the whole back of it because then your arrangement looks unweighted.
Well, when you know, you don't think about it, but then when people are leaving your house and they look
and see the back,
and see the back, it's completely empty, and then
yeah,
you know,
not right.
But there, isn't that great? I love it. Okay, so that is that one. Now we're going to do the baby. This is a brand new pot for this year, but no matter what, you got to think about lights, okay? So I'm just going to slide this over.
Are you okay?
Yep.
Okay.
And we're going to do that brand new little pot that we talked about. Let me slide this. Okay, so this is the little one, the 13-inch. It does come in a nice black decorative pot for $39, and it still is, still warrants adding some lights. So this is, we're going to do a red-green combo here. And again, this is how they look, but we're going to play Mother Nature and bring some life to these branches.
You know, nothing in nature is ever completely straight, so we are always having the branches spread out, but they should really look like they're emanating from one point.
And tucked in, you know.
And there are so many other options. There's what we call a burst, which is 140 lights. So this is 60 lights. You can imagine what 140 lights would look like.
But you can have a lot of fun with this, and like I said, I recommend either coming here a day or two ahead of time. I mean, who doesn't love to come to Milligers? Or coming here, the workshop starts, you know, during the week at 6 o'clock. On Saturdays, it's at 10 o'clock. Come here a little bit earlier, start to scope it out and get your game plan for your color combination, because it's really overwhelming when you first get here. You're going to want it all. Because even when we were trying to figure this out, it was like, oh, I love that, I love that. So it was hard for us to narrow down just these three alone. But I thought, you know, this is a fun red and green combination is always fun and festive. Getting some motion into your container is really important. So these are these little sparkle picks.
So when you are making these selections, it's kind of a good idea to think, well, what direction you want to go. And there are some metal options like this cardinal, this large cardinal, which we could put in the center. And if you choose to do a tiny cardinal, we certainly have that as well. It's on a little spring, so you're going to get a little motion from that. We also, at the risk of having too many things going on, we can decide, well, is that what we want, or do we want to do, this is a decorator gone crazy, so we could be doing this just like the...
Yeah, you could do bells like that. But that's the great thing about doing it here, and why I think it's really important to come, you know, to the workshop, because sometimes you might think that you love something, but then when you put it in, you're like, actually, I wish I had, you know, a different bell. And so that's the great thing about the workshop, is that you have the flexibility. Just because it's put in place in your container doesn't mean it has to stay there, right? We can always pull it out and try a different option. But the bells are really fun. They are a sellout every year because I think they just make people happy. It just has that, you know, Christmas magic.
Should we do this peppermint?
Yeah, I love that. So again, this is how this pick is going to look, but we're going to open it up and bring some life and energy to these little peppermints. We picked this because it has the red and green already in here, but we're brightening it up a little bit with the white and the little like snow that's on it. How fun is that? These little curly Q guys, get them up.
Let's put one up and one down maybe, or something.
I'll put mine here since I'm up here.
So if it turns out that this is a little bit short, we have sticks that will extend it. And don't throw, when you're working, don't throw your sticks away till the very end because you might want it to be sitting up this high. I'll just set it there for now.
And then we do have some new sizes of these little the Christmas balls, okay? So, but I do recommend picking some that are different sizes and clustering them together. So you can see there's a little bit of a bare spot right here. And again, we will walk around and help you and make sure that you're super happy with your container. A lot of times people come and they're like, I don't know how to do this. I've never done this before. And that's okay, right? This is the time to make your own creation and take advantage of having this expert guidance so that you have created what excites you, what combination. And again, it can be as little or as much as you want it to be, but those are really fun.
Well, that's a new item this year, and we're excited about the number of items that we carry that are options. And when you get here, you can certainly pick anything that's in the store as well as what's out in our expo house. But you see, what we've tried to portray here is that any of these looks or any of this merchandise works. However, there are better combinations, and sometimes it's important to think about what goes together. So you see, when we did the all natural one, we didn't introduce all of this glitter with it. We just left it all natural. And when we did this one, we didn't introduce a third color or some red and green in it. Just to, you know, sometimes less is more.
Like this would be wrong.
So we're here to help with that, but nobody has ever left here thinking, oh, I really don't like what I did. I mean, you are going to love it. No matter, there are people who leave here in tears. They are so happy. Not so sad.
Yes, happy tears here. All right, well, these workshops are running November all the way through December 2nd. All the details and sign-up information is on our website, or you can stop in the store and purchase your ticket right at the registers. That's another option too. But we just can't wait to decorate with you, and we'll see you soon at the winter workshops.